It is by will alone that I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Java that thoughts acquire speed, that the lips acquire stain, the stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
Oh Lord, give me coffee to accept the things I cannot change, the extra espresso shot to change the things I can, and one more cup so I can tell the difference. Grande.
Hail, coffee full of cream, caffeine is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst the beverages, and blessed is the result of thy consumption, wakefulness. Holy coffee, color of mud, be there for us workers, now at the hour of our commute, so must it brew.
Caffeine is my shepherd, I shall not doze. It maketh me to wake in green pastures. It leadeth me beyond the sleeping masses. It restoreth my buzz. It leadeth me into a path of consciousness for its name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of addiction, I fear no equal, for thou art with me. Thy cream and thy sugar, they comfort me. Thou preparest a carafe before me in the presence of Juan Valdez. Thou anointest my day with pep, my mug runneth over. Surely richness and taste shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Duncan forever.
Good morning, Planet Flipside. How about you this morning? We saved you a seat. May your coffee cup runneth over, and may your day be magical.
Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing today? So today is Saturday. For some reason, I kept thinking I was on Sunday. I don't know why I skipped today, but it just happened. I think we'll all be okay, though. Oh. Everybody have their coffee. Coffee. That's what makes the life go. The brain. Oh, I wonder where everyone is this morning. I hope you're all having a good day. I'm thinking about cooking a meatloaf today. That's about as far as I got. I mean, I had to change that from Sunday's schedule to today's schedule. I thought we were going to be a lot busier. Don't forget, we have Fall Guys at 6:30, and at 8 we have Cards Against Humanity. So everyone can know what's going on. Did everyone hear the Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes? The trailer is out. If you liked Hunger Games, you might want to look into that. It's a really good trailer. Looks like it's going to be a fairly interesting movie. It's pre Mockingjay. So I'm going to wait for a little while. And if you're watching this on a rerun, go ahead and fast forward a little bit. Because I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. I'll be honest. I was hoping we'd have people to talk to in like a coffee clutch. you have any ideas of what we should do with the channel, or what you think we should do with the channel, please leave them in the comments below. I'm thinking what I want to do. It's a lot of thinking. Watched Teen Titans this morning before the show. Not Teen Titans, Titans. I don't know. Oh, the cartoon. I was like, I don't know where I'm getting the teen part from. There's a cartoon. It's definitely not a kid's show, though.
That's definitely not a kid's show when they say, have that you say, fuck that.
Yeah. Who plays Batman in this? What's his name? Do you know? I don't know who he is, but he's good.
I can't think of the name off the top of my head.
Oh, speaking of Batman, guess who's coming back as Batman? Michael Keaton. I'm fairly excited about that, actually.
Yeah, I saw that in the trailers and stuff. It looks really cool.
I am very excited about it. That's a Flash movie, right? It's like we're doing the Flashpoint again, which I think every time somebody does Flash, they have to do the Flashpoint thing because it's one of the most interesting storylines, I think. But it is kind of getting done a lot. And it looks like Momoa is going to be doing a movie where he's the bad guy. It's one of the car. It's one of the race car one. No, the Fast and Furious. I'm not sure if it is Fast and Furious. One of those movies. I know there's a few of them, but I know a lot of people on here like Jason Momoa. So. I think he's a great actor. If you haven't seen, oh shoot, now I can't remember the name of it. Slumberland, I think. He plays an anti-hero, I guess you'd call it, because he's not really a bad guy, but he's not like a hero either. So, yeah, I'd call him an anti-hero, I think.
I'm back.
It was a good movie, though. I was fairly impressed with it. I actually could follow it. I didn't think I was going to be able to follow it at first. It was because it was different than anything else I've ever seen, really. I think the closest thing I've seen to it is, the one with all the emotions. You have happy, sad, angry. Inside Out. It was a lot like Inside Out, only more grown up. But he's still a kid.
What?
I don't know.
I was away for a moment. What movie are you talking about?
Slumberland.
Oh.
It's based on
Little
Nemo.
Little Nemo.
Yeah.
Little Nemo, Slumberland. Yeah, I've heard of that. I remember seeing you watching a piece of it. I'd like to watch it.
It's on Disney, I think. I watched it once, and it was good. It was really good. I didn't think I'd like it, actually, when I saw the previews for it, but if nothing else, the visuals are insanely awesome.
Yeah, I would love to read the graphic novel. I've seen pages of them, and they're really cool. And
and he played Momoa. Momoa plays.
The movie, it looks like it's very true to that.
Yeah, Momoa plays this dream beast. I guess he's looks like a man, but then he has ram horns, and it's really neat. It's a really neat story. There's there's dream police, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, it was really good. So here's another question. Do you think, who thinks that Momoa is going to come back as Aquaman? Are we going to get another Aquaman now? that what's her face isn't allowed in it anymore? I don't know. They've been talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing in stone, though. "20 cheapest places to live in the U.S. near a beach." Not here. Blah, 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 blah. Ads, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's you. It's Yahoo! Essex, cost of living index 99.1. Deerfield Beach, Vero Beach. Oh. That's cool. Jacksonville, New London. It's a city located in New London County, Connecticut. Ocean Springs. Coos Bay. Coos Bay is a small coastal city located in Coos County, Oregon. Pensacola. That's Florida Panhandle. Myrtle Beach is a coastal city located in South Carolina. I've driven past it before. The golf capital of the world, if you're into golf. Daytona Beach. The cost of living isn't bad. It's 86.7 on the living index. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But the traffic there is insane. It's not that big of a place except for, the Daytona 500 stuff. Freeport is in Brazoria. Ooh, I kind of like that. Brazoria County, Texas, on the Gulf Coast. Corpus Christi is a city situated in Texas, nestled in a bay on the Gulf of Mexico. 18% lower than national. The cost of housing in Corpus Christi is 18% lower than the national average. Additionally, residents of Corpus Christi can enjoy savings on basic necessities like food, clothing, grocery prices, and clothing costs around 9% lower than the national average. That's pretty cool. Atlantic City, New Jersey, known for its casinos. Mobile. Is that Alabama? Mobile, Alabama. Yep. On the golf course. Is home to the oldest Mardi Gras festivals in the United States. Compared to the state and national average, cost of living in Mobile is lower by 4% and 16% respectively. That's pretty good. Biloxi? I always wanted to go to Biloxi. That's in Mississippi, if you didn't know.
I am switching over to the YouTube side. I'm stepping down.
Okay. Hi, Jellybean. How you doing, honey?
Awesome.
Do they not have? How rude! They only gave me 6. I don't have 5, 4, 3, or 2, or 1. Oh, here we go. I don't like Yahoo News. Bay St. Louis in Hannock County, Mississippi. I really want to go to Mississippi. No. Oh, there it is. I don't like the way these are set up at all. I want to know what the number one cheapest place is. Without making me Gulfport in Mississippi. A lot of Mississippi places. I think Mississippi is beautiful from the pictures I've seen, but I've never been there. Pascagoula. There's a song with Pascagoula in it. It might be in the sleepy little town of Pascagoula. The day the choir went berserk in the first self-righteous church. That's number 2. Port Arthur is number 1. Port Arthur City is located in southeast Texas near the Gulf of Mexico. The city is home to the Museum of the Gulf Coast, which showcases the region's history and culture and hosts several festivals and events throughout the year. I don't really want to live in Texas, though. That's a personal thing. Nothing wrong with Texas, just me. I don't think I'd like it there. Unless I had a big ranch. That would be a reason to live there. Or a silo. Hey, speaking of silo, did you guys hear that they have a movie coming out called Silo, and they've like lived in the silo for like more than 100 years? All these people. I want to see it. Right now it's on Apple TV. Sometimes Apple TV stuff will show up on other platforms, but not all the time. What you doing today, Jellybean? Oh, Jellybean's gonna come talk to me. Good morning, Jellybean.
Squirrel went to surf
In the first
self-righteous church in that sleepy little town of Pascagoula.
I knew that was from
They fight for survival that broke out. That broke out in revival. They were jumping pews and shouting hallelujah.
Yeah. What is that guy's name who does those songs?
Ray Stevens.
Thank you. I couldn't think of his name. All his songs are
again,
funny.
Margaret. Oh my gosh, the first time I ever heard that song, I laughed so hard that I got in a coughing fit and threw up.
Oh my god.
Like, it was bad. It was Christmas. We were on our way to go, we were on our way to Beverly's, and I just can't remember if we were dropping Addie off or picking her up. Yeah, but we were at Blake's mom and dad's house. I just can't remember if we were dropping Addie off or picking her up, because we had to do exchange, because I threw up in her bushes. That's how I remember that. That is a core memory.
That is a core memory. That is stock material.
Talking about coming to your house with a weed eater and a live chicken and some Cool Whip.
And some Cool Whip.
I need the bell for McBean, please. So about that Cool Whip.
Hubby helped me rearrange my desk a little bit, so I'm liking it better. My Switch is more in line with being... I could hardly reach it when we were doing stuff on here on this channel. So we got it up next to my keyboard now. I'm pretty happy about that.
So, what?
Where
is everybody?
I don't know. I've been doing this week almost all by myself.
I know, and I feel terrible because my shoulder's been fucked up, and I've been going through like a complete crisis, and I feel like I'm the only one showing up.
Well, Madness showed up yesterday.
Yeah.
For Vixie. Thank goodness, because I was really out of sorts. Like, I had done the makeup show and Minecraft, and I was the only one on those two. And then I was
So
on
Myrtle
Vixie, and I
didn't
was like
show
going to
up
be
for
the only
makeup
one again,
table?
but she took pity on me. I think that's the first time she's been on Vixie.
Maybe. I would have been, but we were literally like balls deep in sawdust in the kitchen and trying to get all the sawdust cleaned up from dishes because everything has to be like
Oh yeah, everything has to be washed.
rewashed.
Oh, are you redoing a wall, or what are you doing? What did you do?
When we first moved here, like my mom had the cabinets and such in ugly ass green color.
Oh yeah,
And
I've been there.
Like it was like this dark.
Yeah,
green.
that's very 70s of her.
Yeah. And the reason why she painted, I know, is because originally this was my grandmother's house.
Uh-huh.
After the tornado took the farm that was originally here,
Right.
they rebuilt with the insurance money just this little 3-bedroom house. And she had cerebral palsy and was in a wheelchair a lot.
Yeah.
And the space in the house between like when you go through, like the doorways were wheelchair accessible,
Right.
but where the cabinets are at in the kitchen, there's like they make like this little walkway
Yeah. I know
or a
what you're
little
talking about.
pathway, and that's where the refrigerator goes. So there's like a little cabinet beside the refrigerator, and then across from that starts a whole line of counters.
Right.
And so her wheelchair would scrub that side cabinet, and it messed up the wood through there. So Mom originally just wanted to sand and stain everything,
Mm-hmm.
but it was going to cost them so much to do that. So they
Yeah.
ended up painting it instead. And so when we moved here, I painted over that with like a pretty blue color. Well, it was pretty at the time. It is not pretty anymore.
It happens.
And I did it like two-tone because the blue and the plain wood doors just didn't look right together.
Just didn't do it for you.
So I painted them like a cream color, not white, but like a off-white.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the kilt layer that she put down before she painted,
Yeah.
that's oil based, and the paint that she painted with over top of it
Was oil based.
latex.
Oh.
And so it's water based. So Tiny Human peeled the paint down to the kilt layers in certain places in the kitchen.
My girl child has peeled up paint off the walls in her brother's bedroom.
Yeah, we've got that same problem here too.
It's like, oh
And
my goodness.
so Goat has been sanding down and getting all that blue paint, all the green paint, all the kilt layer, like sanding it down to the wood. And then he's been spray painting the doors and the drawers with black so that way you can still see the wood grain through it to give it like dimension. It looks really cool. And we put new drawer pulls and
it's
cabinet
amazing what that
handles.
can do to any room. If you have
And
drawers and drawer
hinges.
pulls, just change them out. You'd be amazed. People are like, "What did you do to this room?" And I'm like, "Change the pulls."
So the pulls are really pretty, and they were actually really inexpensive. They were only like a couple dollars a piece.
Yeah.
And
I like going to Trader Joe's. Is that what it's called? No, World Market. Do you have a World Market?
Mm-mm.
I love that freaking store. Everything's so expensive, it's dangerous. Especially if you fell in love with it.
The drawer pulls that we got are like resin crystal towers.
Oh, cool.
They look like clear quartz,
Mhm.
but they're not legit quartz. But it's
you wouldn't
just-
want legit quartz.
No,
It would start to get sharp from your sweat on your hands.
but they're so pretty and shiny. And
Shiny.
then for the cabinet doors, we went with like a basic shiny silver handle, streamline,
Mhm.
to match the silver part on the like the bracket that holds the crystal piece
Mhm.
that you know that attaches to the drawer. Those were really shiny metal too, so we got the plain silver ones to match. The framing around the cabinet doors and drawers, he has been sanding at night until about midnight every night this week, trying to get all of that paint off of that as well. And I'm probably gonna have to paint it, but I really want to just stain it and varnish it, because I feel like that's gonna be a more classic
That would be
result.
cool, I think.
That's what I want to do,
Really good.
but I got this feeling they're gonna be trying to talk me out of it.
If you do it, I recommend pecan.
Cause
It's a lovely color.
I wanted to try staining with coffee, because I have heard about people using
It
old
won't
coffee.
last that long.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't really stain. It just kind of. Now you can use coffee to dye clothing.
Mm.
It comes out like a very dark chocolate color. It's neat. I like it. I've seen this one guy found a whole bunch of coffee, cheap coffee in the bin behind a grocery store, like lots. And he did a pair of jeans. He bleached them out and then put them in the coffee for like 3 days. Those
wow.
looked like something out of a steampunk movie. They were
Wow.
so cool.
Yeah, then once we get the cabinetry done, hopefully, and I'm speculating like next year, you know, next tax refund or
Stuff
whatever.
like that takes forever when you're doing it yourself.
We're gonna redo our countertops, but I think what we're going to do with those is we're going to paint, because they're Formica countertops.
Right.
They're white and they're stained, and
Oh yeah.
it's
Grooves.
just, no matter what you do to try to clean it, it
does
still
not
looks
come
dirty.
clean. Yep.
And it's driving me crazy, because I think my counters are dirty and they're not.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna paint the Formica black, and then put some frame around it, and pour resin to make
That'd
the
be cool.
countertops. We're gonna put some like color shift, like, you know how they do the marbling.
Mhm.
So paint them black, and then we're gonna take like these mica powders that have like color shift to them, and some ultra fine color shift glitter and holographic glitter, and make the marbling out of that, so that way it's like having galaxy marble countertops.
Right.
It's gonna be so cool. If it goes the way that I envision it, it's gonna be the most beautiful set of counters ever. And we're just gonna cover it with clear that's got this liquid glitter stuff in it. It's like a really, 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 really fine glitter. Like, it's finer than ultra fine. So ultra fine. But it's suspended in this liquid, so that way it doesn't sink. So that way it'll have depth and dimension
cool.
to the resin layer. It's gonna be so cool. I'm excited. So I'm trying, like, I hate it that my shoulder is fucked up. It's been fucked up since March. And, like, it got better for a little while there. I think I was fine for a few days. And then it just went right back to shit. And I don't know what I am doing wrong with it. I tried to do, like, physical therapy with it to move it around to see if something will go back into place that's apparently.
Do you know how
not.
did you injure it?
No! I woke up like this. I really
Oh.
did. I went to bed one night and woke up the next morning, and my shoulder was awful.
Did you do any
so much
repetitive
pain.
motion the day before, like painting, sanding?
Mm-mm.
Because that's when mine act up. But both of mine have.
'Cause
Both of my
I
rotator
thought-
cuffs are screwed. So.
Because I thought that what I had done was, you know how you can sleep on it wrong?
Yeah, but that usually
Yeah.
clears up by the time to go to
that's-
bed again.
Right, and that's what I had thought it was at first, and then like it just wouldn't go away
How
and
many
now-
days has it been?
since March.
Oh Jesus, go to the ER, woman.
I don't have insurance, Bitsy.
So they can't turn you away.
I can't afford to pay them.
Then when the bill comes, write them a letter and tell them. Sometimes, hey, somebody paid for me to have my youngest child or oldest child. I still don't know who it was to this day.
My plan at the moment, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
I'm going to tough it out. Hopefully it'll get better, and if it doesn't, by the time Goat gets into his new job and the insurance stuff kicks in, because I'm thinking that's like another month or two, give or take. Whenever that starts, if it's still bothering me, I'm gonna go get it looked at. Like,
And you
I can't
could
live like
because
this.
he's not working right this second. You could be eligible for emergency Medicaid.
But by the time that they would get it to me, he'd be working.
No. You go in the hospital and they do it right there.
Oh.
If you don't have any insurance,
Yeah, I don't. He
Yeah.
has insurance. The kids
doesn't matter
have
if he has
insurance.
insurance or not. It matters if you have insurance.
Oh, I was just saying, everybody here has insurance but me, and that was my decision because they need it more than I do,
Right.
because they are
I hear
more likely to have an acute problem arise.
See, my middle name ain't Grace. I fall. I twist ankles.
Yeah, I wish my middle
Smash
name
my
had a big
hand in
grace.
things. I'm terrible. I can dance. That's about it on my Grace part, though.
I come with the lack of spatial awareness that comes from
Spatial
having
acuity.
ADHD. Yeah, that comes from having ADHD. I bump into doorways, I bump into tables, anything that is hip high, I will bump into it. I promise you. And if I haven't bumped into it yet,
Just wait.
just wait.
Yeah, my eldest has no spatial acuity. He still thinks he's like this big. And I should be able to hold him. I'm like, dude, you're tall. You're like 4 inches taller than me. 3 inches taller than me. He's so tall. And he's built like a quarterback. That lean muscle. Definitely didn't get that from me.
But see, now, like, the deal with my shoulder is right now my wrist is hurting.
Mm-hmm.
But in a little while, like, the pain moves around in my arm. It's still localized to my left arm, but it moves around. It doesn't
Sounds like
change
you have a
with
pinched
movement.
nerve.
That's what I'm thinking.
Have you
But
done
I've
a hot
tried-
water?
Yeah, I've
Did you
done
do
all the
cold water?
things. I've done heating pads. I've done cold packs. I've done pain meds. I've done Tylenol. I've done ibuprofen.
If it is a pinched nerve, you did a doozy on it if it's been that long.
I've done something.
Hey, Chrissy. Yeah, I know. I almost fell this morning when I was rinsing off in the shower. I like turned around and went like, grabbed the sides of the shower. Like, okay, I do not want to fall in here. That would be bad. There would probably be real injuries. If I fall anywhere else, it's not usually real injuries because I pretty much learned how to fall when I was a kid.
Yeah, land on your butt.
Land on your butt. Or I don't catch myself usually
Except in my
with my
case,
arms.
landing on your butt backfired.
But yeah, I try to land on my butt whenever I can because my butt's
3
nice and cushy.
years and counting it has been since I fell on my ass and fucked up my
Because of your
tailbone.
falls, Chrissy? It's terrible. If I had the money, I'd get you an episode skeleton. I would. I think everyone who has to travel in a chair.
Oh, geez!
should get an
We've got an audience now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm way
We have-
behind.
Mama Chris, Hubby, and Chrissy.
Peekaboo, everybody. I'm sorry. I thought it was just us in here.
That's okay. Sometimes
didn't
we get the
realize
best
anybody
conversations
came
that
in.
way. You can tell I moved my screen because you can see my mic now.
Oh, yeah.
I moved my screen back like 4 inches and all of a sudden I have a desk. I'm like, wow, that I could have done that a long time ago and probably took care of some of my vertigo that I was having with the games. So, it's pretty nice. Oh, and my Switch is up by my keyboard now, so that's nice too. So I don't have to reach over everything, and sometimes I would knock my tablet onto my keyboard. That would be a mess. Then I got all this stuff going on the computer that the keys are touching. The lights are going. And I'm like, please don't scratch it. Please don't scratch it. I still have to get that paper screen thing that you have.
Paper like screen protector.
The paper, the screen protector that acts more like paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to find my pen. I don't know where my pen went.
I will say this. I acquired a thing recently for my Apple Pencil.
Mm-hmm.
For my tablet. Because even with the paper like screen protector,
Mm-hmm.
I did not like the way that the pencil felt on the screen. Like the feel just wasn't doing
Right,
it
it
for
wasn't
me.
right. I understand that.
And I found these little things that they're like little silicone tips. They're like little cones, and you put it on the tip. And one
little condom.
Yeah, they're little tip condoms. They're
See, I
condoms
got a
for
straw
just
condom.
the tip.
Isn't that cool?
They're condoms for just the tip. They're not very. They're very effective for. They grip the screen a little better.
Oh, that's nice.
It helps for people who are like me that are heavy-handed with the pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not used to that.
And it extends the life of your nib as well.
Oh, that's cool.
So
yeah, I'm dreading. I'm probably gonna have to break down and buy a new pen because I seriously think I accidentally picked it up and threw it away.
And they're relatively inexpensive. We got them from Amazon, and you get like this little box that is like packed with these things of like all different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're so cute.
PT taught me how to fall as a child so I don't hurt myself really bad. I learned by trial and error on a farm. One time I was riding my horse and I was trying to teach her how to jump. So she was only jumping like this high. It wasn't like a huge jump. It was like this, 3 inches. Because that's what you start with, so they can just walk over it. Well, she decided to bolt. And she came to a halt at the jump, and I kept going right over her head.
Oh, damn.
That was sucky. That's the closest I've been thrown before to being thrown. She didn't really throw me. I've never been thrown from a horse. Usually I can stay on when they try to throw me. Did I ever tell you a few weeks ago I was cooking and turned on the wrong burner and set my arm on it? Oh my God, woman. Jeez.
Man. This is why I'm glad I have a stove that has induction burners.
Oh, I can't use induction.
The way that they work, for those that don't know, if I
Firefly.
if I press the little button or if I bump into the screen because it's a touch screen
Uh-huh.
and I turn on the wrong burner, even if I set the temperature or whatever, if there's not a pan with a certain metal
Wait.
on it, because it's through magnetism,
Oh, okay.
so it has to be certain kinds of metal on the bottom of your pan, or it won't be able to detect it, so it won't activate the burner. It will actually turn off. Like, it won't turn the burner on
See,
at all.
I had one of those, and I use mostly cast iron. I even have, like, a Dutch oven and stuff. So, they don't work well. And they're very easy to break with cast iron. I never did it, but I've seen people do it. So I like either the traditional electric stove, but what really works best is gas stove, but we would have to do propane and buy propane every month, and yeah, that would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
And explosive.
and we can't use propane.
No. Chris says, I don't have a cook stove like that. Yeah. You can't use propane?
Mm-mm.
Why?
Kyrie.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. If you have a gas stove, don't purchase a bird. Don't adopt one.
They're not good for them.
No. The fumes will kill them.
See, that's why I can't have birds. Because I want a gas stove. Hey, goat!
Daddy.
We poured a set of coasters
cool.
last night for my mom for Mother's Day.
You poured her, I'm sorry, what?
A set of coasters?
Oh, coasters.
Yeah, coasters.
I don't know why that didn't come out in English in my head, but cool.
Yeah. Back in March when the dogwood trees were blooming, I had to go out in the yard and get dogwood flowers and press them in a book because the tree was my granddaddy's dogwood tree.
I love dogwood.
And so since she doesn't live here anymore and she can't take the tree with her, she wanted something with those flowers in it. So
Well, that's a good idea.
last year we almost didn't get the task completed because it's like as soon as the trees start blooming, we get thunderstorms and it blows them all to pieces.
Yeah.
They don't last very long to start with. Like their bloom season is very short.
Same with cherry blossoms.
Mhm. It's like if you don't get them as soon as they bloom, you will blink and they are gone.
I love apple blossoms too. They smell so good. When they all flower in the spring, they smell awesome. Cherry blooms are my second. The apple blooms are I can't not even describe the smell. It just smells so good. It's just good.
There was this flower that my Mima used to have outside of her bedroom window at her house. And the flowers, I have no idea what the bush was called, but they were these little red flowers. And it almost looked like the way the petals was the shape of a chrysanthemum, but they were small. And they were this real pretty red color. And they smelled like the best, ripest, sweetest strawberries you've ever smelled in your life.
I think that's a traditional rose. Because
I
roses
have
that we
no
think
idea.
of don't actually look like roses. Like wild roses.
Mhm. I have no clue.
That sounds like a wild rose. And it's
I wish I had one.
Is it more viney or is it bush-like?
It's a bush.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bush. It was a big
Does
bush.
she still have? She doesn't have it anymore.
My grandmother passed away a few years ago, and before that, they sold her house. In Walstenburg.
You could always ask him if you could take a cutting. I've done that before. Walked up to houses, knocked, say, "Can I have a cutting, please?"
I think my aunt might have some at her house because I know my cousin really loved that plant too. Because strawberries was like a core element thing in my childhood at my grandmother's growing up. Like we would fight over my grandma's strawberries.
Yep.
And my mom always wondered like why it was that we didn't like them as good at her house, and it was like, well, Mom, she does them different. She's like, well, she freezes them, and I was like, yeah, she freezes them with sugar in them. And
hey,
then
polite. I was talking about you the other day.
Polite.
We miss your face, you beautiful thing.
I know.
How
I
you
popped
doing?
in her live on Twitch the other day, and I told her and Brantley that we missed him.
Yeah. Me too.
I missed the whole game. It's just everybody pooped.
Been a real quiet, weird week. I'm trying not to read anything into it, but it's rough.
I think everybody's just having a shit show going on at the same time because the Mercury is in retrograde. The planets are on their period again.
So am I. So
That's
it makes
just
me
how
all
it is.
emotional and stuff. At least I don't have to diet when I'm on my period. Even like Jewish people, they do Ramadan and stuff like that. The women don't have to fast if they're having their period. Smart people. So what are we doing tonight? We're doing not family game night. No, Vixie. Holy shit, I can't get today right. It's Saturday, woman.
Vixie likes to delete Saturday like it doesn't happen.
I don't know how I did that, but
She
or
skips
why
over
I-
Saturday every week. It's like her least favorite day to the week.
I think it's because it's just such an we have such an odd schedule on Saturday that I get forgetful.
Because it's so
And it's
spaced out.
new too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do make concessions for people who can't fast.
Look, I didn't even notice that you were putting Sunday schedule up until it said Mario Kart. That was the only thing that caught me off guard. I even saw Rabbit's Tarot at 2. Knowing good and damn well
Rabbit's Tarot is on Sundays. I have to get
that
that
it's
in my
on
head.
Sunday.
It's on Sundays.
But you want
This
to
is
know
quite
why? The reason why that did not catch me off guard, the reason why it did, should I say, is because he was messaging me last night about appointment times for Tarot at 2, but not like just on the show. He said, I swear he said that he was doing it today at like from sometime.
I want to
like,
say that too,
1,
like in the Discord
like all
channel.
day of Tarot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought Tarot was at 2, and he was like, it is, but I'm doing like an all day Tarot, so I'm doing that too. And so I just thought that maybe he had switched his schedule this week because it happened.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Blade says, I've been having a bad week. One of my kitties passed away and I've been out of sorts.
Oh.
She was very old and now she's on the Rainbow Bridge. Well, bless her.
If you have a picture of her that you want to send me for me to do another portrait for you, Polite, you let me know. I'd be happy to do it. I've got one I've got to do now.
Oh, yeah, Rabbit. Rabbit is going to... He's still young in reading, so you guys do not need to see my wigs. I don't know why this keeps doing that. My wigs are in bad shape. I need to style them. Look at this. Can you see it? It's moving all by itself. God damn it.
It's Cherry.
Probably.
She's doing just that.
Woman! I know she wants me to start cosplaying again, but I'm not there yet. Hopefully I will be. That would be so sweet, Jellybean. You could always do Brent and her with the kitty. That might be wall worthy, I think.
However she wants me to do it, I'll do it.
It's the back wire. We'll have to play with it later because it is driving me crazy. I think it's actually the thing that tightens it isn't tight enough, but I'm scared I'm gonna break it. Because I do that all the time with those things. The little twisty part that makes it tighter so it stays. I always break them.
If you could stand to hear more good news. So yesterday, I was checking my bank account. And I noticed that there was a $59 charge for Xbox Live.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting here going, I canceled Xbox Live like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because we weren't using it. And so I canceled it, and it wasn't supposed to renew. And I wasn't too worried about it because the card that was in my account was expired.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just never put in new information. And so I had to, first of all, this is like a Cherry Rants episode that needed to happen.
Go for it.
To get in contact with Xbox now, you used to have a 1-800 number for Xbox. It was like 1-800 for Xbox or something like that. I don't know. And now you have to go to a website. You have to log into said website. So you have to have an account. Well, for me, I haven't logged into Xbox in like a year. Right. Other than when we were selling our Xbox. Because that's another part. We sold our Xbox to a friend of ours. Because we don't use it. And, so that was the last time that we signed into it. But when I signed into it, I had to use my little key code. I knew the key code, but the password to the actual account. So I'm trying for like 30 minutes to sign in to this account, trying to figure out how to get into it. Trying to figure out how to remember what my username was. So that was a field trip in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Get logged into the account. And then I have to request, because they won't get, there's no phone number. There's not a phone number you can call. I called Microsoft. I looked up the number for Microsoft. 1-800 Microsoft. Called them. And it asked, with the AI, what do you need? How can we help you? And I said something about, Xbox Live subscription, billing issue, etc. And they told me to go to the fucking website. So I had to go back to the website. And then when I'm on the website, there's a submit, like you go to the help page and you press a button. And you have to like click in the little drop down menus and shit, like what is your issue? So you've got to figure out how to categorize and come up with the magic words to be able to press the button to request a call. Because if your reason for needing to speak to someone isn't worthy of you talking to a person, it will not give you the button to request to speak to a person. It sends you links to help pages, frequently asked questions, etc. So I had to come up with a magic spell for Microsoft to get me a phone call from Microsoft so I could tell somebody what the situation was, so they could possibly, hopefully, get me a refund of my money that they took that they weren't supposed to take, because I canceled the damn membership to begin with, like several months ago. And so I end up on the phone with what I am imagining to be like a very sweet Indian man whose mouth runs about a mile a minute, a millisecond. Yeah. Like, Thank you for calling Microsoft. How can I help you today? Like, very, very, very fast. And so, I'm elevated at this point because I took my medicine like a good bean. And I keep, like, fumbling over what I'm saying because he's talking so fast. And I do that thing that you were talking about. So if I start hearing somebody's accent for too long, I start echoing it.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying not to because that's offensive.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like pace
It's a good thing for
myself.
spies, not for general people.
And it's not going well. I'm trying to be nice and polite
I'm trying to be an adult here. It's difficult.
and I'm just trying to kindly explain, look, kind sir, if you could be so kind to help me. I don't know why I got charged for this membership, but I did. I don't even own the console anymore. I sold it to a friend because I don't use it. I've not touched my account in over a year. Since I was just charged on the 21st, is it possible that y'all can refund me for that? And he was so sweet, but I could hardly understand a fucking word out of his mouth. I'm straining so hard to focus. Y'all be so proud of me, because this was a nightmare. Like, Goat's in the living room, passed the fuck out snoring. My tiny human comes in the bedroom, Daddy's taking a nap. And the kitchen is still a mess. I pace when I'm on the phone, and there's no path in my house for me to get through safely without falling and injuring myself. So I'm just constantly pacing back and forth from the front door like a crazy person. And after about, I want to say an hour, I think it was within an hour, we got the shit resolved. Dude says that long end of things, it can take 7 to 10 business days depending on my bank, but according to what his stuff was showing, it should be like within 72 hours that it'll get put back in my account. So
Well, that's good.
at least it had a happy ending.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, how many times? What the fuck? Like, I was waiting for the piano to drop, y'all, because I had it all figured out when we got, like, one hit after the other, though. Oh. It was like, it started off subtle. It's like, well, don't worry about working your 2 weeks notice. Okay. Calculated things up. We can make this work. And then the universe and Mercury's fucking period decided to say, fuck you. And it's been not rain, not sleet, not hail, but fucking meteorite, y'all. It's been meteorite. Because this shit is just, you can't make this shit up. It is
I couldn't make this up even if I wanted to.
It is so stupid, the shit that has been happening to us. Like, it's not even normal shit. It's not even normal shit. It is just way out of left field. It's some supernatural shit. I need to call Sam and Dean. Something is wrong in the universe. I don't know who the fuck I pissed off that has, like, put some sort of a hex or a curse or something over my life, but please take it back.
Please
I
take
am
it
sorry.
back. Whatever I did.
Everything I did.
It's wrong.
I'm sorry I
understand.
exist to piss you off. Please take it back. I'm so tired of this shit. I can't take this shit no more.
Need to make a corn dolly with bay leaves in its belly.
Like when Rabbit did my annual tarot reading and he kept saying there's gonna be more bullshit and more bullshit and more bullshit. I told him I told him.
Yeah, you did.
I told him. He didn't believe me.
Freddy's in the microwave?
Who's Freddy and why is he in the microwave?
I don't know. Chris, why is Freddy in the microwave? Who's Freddy? Like Freddy Krueger or like Freddy Flintstone?
Five Nights at Freddy's?
Five Nights at Freddy's?
I'm running out of Freddy's.
My mom's dog is named Freddy Krueger? Or Krueger in the microwave. It's been a joke on TikTok. I haven't been on TikTok in almost a month. I'm
What's
terrible.
Freddy's last name? Krueger? I'm so lost.
Me too.
I have not had time to be on TikTok.
I just haven't had the want, to be honest. I did tell hubby that I need to start
Oh,
making...
Freddie Mercury.
Oh!
Mercury's in retrograde. Oh, duh.
Oh, that's funny. Not what I thought, but it was funny.
Got it. Yes, I remember her telling me about that, and I've been trying to remember that legit for like the last good bit. That's why I paused when I was talking about Mercury being on its period, so that's just what I went with.
There's, I forgot what I was going to say. That was interesting. I hate it when that happens. Well, I'm going to try to cook today. I think I'm making meatloaf and fried potatoes.
I don't know what the hell
Probably
I'm cooking
green
today.
beans.
Friended Goats brought us a bunch of deer meat last night, and amongst some other things.
I love venison.
I do too. Oh,
it's good in anything.
So now I've got to figure out what I'm gonna be cooking. I got a long ass day ahead of me tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it.
Why? I mean, why are you having a long day? It's Sunday.
I've got to drive for about 6 to 8 hours straight tomorrow.
Why?
Because I have to take Goat to Winston-Salem, and that is 3 to 4 hours away depending on traffic.
Oh.
Because his orientation is in Winston-Salem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Venison jerky is very good. The only thing better than venison jerky is buffalo jerky. Especially if they soak it in cherry first.
Is amazing.
Hubby's barbecue and ribs today. Everybody go to Chrissy's house. I love barbecue ribs. If they go on, maybe they'll go on sale at Sam's Club and I can have some. I'll make them and then hubby will put my homemade barbecue sauce on and throw them on the grill for a little bit so they get that grilled flavor. Good. I never really had ribs before I started making them. It's just nothing I really had.
Or pork?
You can get both. I like.
I was just asking which one you use.
I usually use the pork because it's the one that usually goes on sale. And the beef ones, the beef ribs, we just usually make those into soup, like vegetable soup. Hubby likes the country ribs.
I like the short ribs.
Which are huge. They're juicy, but they're huge. Yeah, I usually do short ribs.
Short ribs are so fucking expensive, though.
Yep.
Like, it is insane how much they cost.
I love my homemade barbecue sauce. I put honey in it.
I'll tell you a barbecue sauce that I fell in love with. Back when Ree Drummond first showed up on the scene, back before she had a whole ass line of stuff at Walmart, she had this recipe that won my heart. It was for barbecue ribs, and it was this sauce that she made with Dr. Pepper, chipotles and adobo. I think it had a little bit of stone ground mustard and amongst other things. I don't remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was skeptical because of the Dr. Pepper and the chipotle peppers, because she said put the whole can, the whole thing. That's a lot
It's
of
a meat
spice
tenderizer.
for a basic white bitch like I was at the time, who was not allowed to have spicy food in the household because my mom thinks that salt is spicy. Okay, y'all.
Mm.
So, yeah. And to be fair, anytime that she had an incident years and years ago when I was a kid, that she ate something that had like a little bit of spice to it when they were out at dinner at a restaurant, and her throat started closing on her, which was pretty terrifying and traumatic.
Oh, yeah.
So after that, like, even black pepper, certain things she loves to season, but like other stuff, she just can't. She's real finicky. So we didn't have stuff like that growing up, so I had a very weak ass palate, and I really wanted to try these ribs. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to gung-ho it. I'm going to do it the way that she's doing it. I'm not going to risk it by, like, reducing it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I made it according to the recipe. It was phenomenal. Me and my middle child, we were obsessed. Like, we both agreed, like, it was so good. She was like, you know, it's spicy, but it's so good, like, I can't stop eating it. Like, the flavor and the taste was worth the burn. It was worth the hurt. Like, our faces were red like they were sunburnt from, like, eating these ribs and fighting over them. Like, I think we saved the sauce in the pan that was left. Awesome recipe. I recommend it. I'm sure if anybody wants it, they can find it.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure it's just her Dr. Pepper rib recipe. Will not disappoint.
There was so after I made ribs, because they were on sale, I'd never made them, I never ate them. It wasn't something we had when I was growing up.
Right.
Probably because they were too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But
not only that, but a lot of people didn't know how to prep them.
Well, yeah. Well, we'd have venison ribs, but they would just fall off the bone. And I didn't know there was anything different about them, about the other kinds. But the beef ones. Or the pork ones. And, anyways, I marinated them in, sour orange for 24 hours. And then I would season them and cook them in the oven on a low heat until they were done. And then take them out to the grill and throw them on the grill for a few minutes with barbecue sauce and put barbecue sauce on it. Because I like my barbecue sauce cooked. My happy skeleton.
Yeah, it awakens the flavors of your seasonings. Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. Do you want me to put it where I want it? Right there.
I think we got some deer ribs in that load of stuff that Josh brought us last night.
Yeah. Something just... I would play with them. I don't remember eating them as a kid. Maybe somebody else got them because it was like their part that they liked. You know? Because we used to get gifted venison all the time. Like people who would have more than one license.
Well, we get venison periodically, like during the season when my dad goes hunting, and if he gets anything, they usually end up loading a bunch of it on us because their freezers won't hold anymore. Because my mom buys groceries whether she needs them or not, and doesn't throw anything out.
My uncle will usually have, I know, but thank you. He's like, you're over to the time. I know, but we're talking.
I'm just rolling with it, hubby. I'm following the Pixie.
We'll make up for the first part of the show. But there was
the leader.
I like mojo and I like the sour orange. I do like sour orange better with the pork. It's really good. And I will be okay cooking as long as I have Lowry salt and black pepper. But I do have a cabinet that's full of spices. I even have saffron from the Holy Lands. My friend's grandmother went to the Holy Lands and brought me back saffron. It's so expensive. I was like, oh, it's so cool. So I have little strips of saffron in a bottle. I don't know how she must have packed it in her bags or something. I don't know how she got it out of the country.
Very carefully.
Very, very carefully.
She smuggled it into her hoo-hoo. She shoved it in the tube.
That lady was feisty. I would not have been surprised if that really happened. She was feisty. I like feisty old ladies.
I do too. They're the best ones.
They're so entertaining, and I want to be one when I grow up.
That is my goal.
Gonna be feisty.
Because see, my grandmothers, I don't want to say they were demure, but they were very pure individuals.
My great grandmother was so quiet, and she cooked very simply, and she would sit in her rocking chair and just look out the window during the day when the chores were all done, and just very quiet.
My grandparents were simple for the most part. Now, I will say my dad's parents, I learned after their deaths, were dirty dooders. Majorly dirty dooders. I did not know them until, I was grown when I found this out. And the way we found it out was because of all, the mail for him got forwarded to our address. Because my father was, his power of attorney and all that good stuff.
Right.
Oh boy. The stuff that showed up in our mailbox, and I went to go get the mail, and my mother was always appalled at the stuff that was showing up in our mailbox. And I know you're probably thinking Playboy magazine or something like that. No.
Adam and Eve.
This is worse. Worse.
Grungy.
Cringe is what it was. But yeah, my mom's parents were very simple. My granddaddy was in World War II. He was a very quiet old man. He didn't say very much. What he did say, you listened. Yeah. He was very sweet. He was a very petite man, but you didn't fuck with him because he would fuck you up. And he was a carpenter. He did a lot of beautiful carpentry work. I have a swing set in my backyard that he actually made, and a bench when he was alive. And my Meemaw was more vocal. She was social, but she was one of those that she never had no bad word to say about nobody. She did gossip, but she didn't have any bad word to say about anybody at the same time. I never heard her curse. I never heard her say one curse word the entire time I ever knew her.
My great grandmother did not curse.
My granddaddy neither. I never heard them say one foul word in my life. Not saying that they didn't, Because I'm sure they did back in their day, in their prime. I'm sure they did, but not in my time. They were like the purest souls I think I've encountered on this earth. My dad's mom, however, she was handicapped. She was inside all the time. She rarely left home. She never drove. She never had a car, never had a license. The entire family, like her brothers and sisters and my dad, were all her like caregivers and all took turns taking care of her. She taught me how to read. She taught me how to cook. But I think she was like the most, how do I phrase this? The most personable. Like, she just seemed like the most normal person. Like, as an adult, I view her as like the more normal, because my mom always complained about how like intelligent she was, but used her intelligence for like not good things, because she was
using her powers for
conniving,
evil.
manipulative. That word got used a lot. Conniving was another one. There was a lot of just that southern bullshittery in families. Yeah, it was all on that side of the family. So I was never really around that side of the family that much. I heard about that side of the family a lot, but unless it was Christmas or a special event, my mom didn't want me around them because she didn't like them. They weren't too very fond of her either, and it was just the drama. We
didn't have a lot of drama in my family until my great grandmother and great grandfather died. That's when we started having turmoil. The patriarchs of our family, basically, I think, were the only ones who were holding it all together near the end.
I agree, because when my granddaddy died on my mom's side, it was like everybody poofed. You would see like some stragglers, come around every now and then, but it was nowhere like what it was. And then not long after that, my cousin took his life, and after that it just was more strained. Right. So when I say like family gatherings went from being like the house was packed to hardly anybody showed up. Like my grandma would be in the kitchen cooking, bless her soul, knowing and anticipating there being that many folks coming, because that's how many always showed up, and then hardly anybody showed up. And I went off for a bit and started disowning folks, because it was like, so y'all only went to Meemaw and Granddaddy's house for Granddaddy? That doesn't make sense. Because I remember y'all specifically all pigging out on her cooking and fighting over food and shit. But now that Granddaddy's gone, y'all can't be bothered? What gives?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It just felt like they did my grandma dirty, honestly.
Yeah. They did.
I can't stand people like that.
All right, Jellybean, everybody's talking to us about being over time.
Well,
but I need to do something before I pass out.
Well, don't do that.
I can't believe I'm hungry. This whole week I've had no appetite whatsoever. So I should probably engage. Thank you for coming up here with me.
Thank you for having me. I was happy to be here. I'm happy that Polite is in the comments.
Yay!
I'm so happy.
All right, everybody. We'll be back tonight at 6:30 for Fall Guys.
I probably will not be here.
Okay. Well, I love you all, and I will talk to you later. Okay,
Okay,
bye.
I love you. Bye.
It is by will alone that I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Java that thoughts acquire speed, the lips acquire stain, the stains become a warning. It's by will alone I set my mind in motion.
Oh Lord, give me coffee to accept the things I cannot change, the extra espresso shot to change the things I can, and one more cup so I can tell the difference. Grande.
Hail, coffee full of cream, caffeine is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst the beverages, and blessed is the result of thy consumption, wakefulness. Holy coffee, color of mud, be there for us workers, now at the hour of our commute, so must it brew.
Caffeine is my shepherd, I shall not doze. It maketh me to wake in green pastures, it leadeth me beyond the sleeping masses, it restoreth my buzz, it leadeth me into a path of consciousness for its name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of addiction, I fear no equal, for thou art with me. Thy cream and thy sugar, they comfort me. Thou preparest a carafe before me in the presence of Juan Valdez. Thou anointest my day with pep, my mug runneth over. Surely richness and taste shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Duncan forever.
Good morning, Planet Flipside. How about you this morning? We saved you a seat. May your coffee cup runneth over, and may your day be magical.